What's up to Lion Talk Live? We love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Do Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for joining me here today. Hey, it's a brighter Monday than it would have been if the Lions didn't win. Let me tell you about it. Hey, Lions Talk Live. Lions are 1-0 for the second straight season. They're going to start the year off on the right side of things. And yes, a lot of things to analyze. Today and tomorrow, we'll be talking about some of the factors that played into us being 1-0 versus 0-1. And in the NFL, as we all know, usually the margin for victory is very small. A couple things go your way or a couple things don't go your way. The game completely flips, it changes, and we're going to break it on down. We've got some grades for you guys. But one thing I will say, if you paid attention to the NFL as a whole opening weekend, the passing around the league was very down. Below 200 yards passing for every quarterback in the league, on average across the league for every quarterback. So you could see opening day, teams trying to get on the same page, receivers, quarterbacks trying to make sure they go through the route, nuances, etc., etc. All right, let's go ahead and get this one going. So let's start it off with, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push for 7,800 subs, and we're about 30 away. Also, let's not forget, until the end of next week's game, Game 2, Lions Talk Live, we're running a fundraiser. Every new subscription we get, every new subscriber we get is $1 donated for charity. Any donations to Lions Talk Live will also be given to charity. So if you would be so kind, share the channel. We'll get the word out there, help people find us, and subscribe. Second, if you got a free second of time, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, that like button, whatever you want to call it button. Help the channel out. We try to get every video between 200 to 300 or more thumbs ups or likes. Last but never least, outside of being a YouTuber, I am also a realtor. So I have been since, I don't know, somewhere in the early 90s. So if you're looking to buy or sell property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, you see my number on the screen. Go ahead and give me a call. Shoot me a text, 269-998-2384. Let's have a quick conversation. Find out what I can do to help you either make the process a whole lot easier, save you some money, and finding the right home at the right price. Okay, with all the jibber jabber out of the way, let's go ahead and get into our first segment of the show, and that's going to be 5 headlines now. All right, it is the morning after the Lions pulled off a stunning, great fourth quarter rally, forced overtime. They got the coin flip, and hey, what do you know? The Lions just powered the ball down the field and jammed it into the end zone. David Montgomery, give him credit. Give the offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, credit. Give that offensive line a lot of credit. They went out there and they did what they needed to do in crunch time, in money time, to go out and get that win. And hey, it's a whole better world when you're 1-0 versus 0-1, because there's a lot of teams across this league that are thinking, man, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that doesn't get it done. All right, 5 headlines now. Closer, David Montgomery's clutch finish delivers Detroit Lions 26-20 victory over the Rams. Detroit Free Press story by Dave Burkett. Hey, it's just a good recap of the game, everything that happened. If you're either watching the live cast or watching it at home, you know what happened. And I got to admit, there's probably a lot of people sleeping in today because they were a little tired. I know I didn't get to sleep till about 2 o'clock after wrapping some things up. And yeah, let me tell you, 4 o'clock got here early. Let's see. Lions cornerback Carlton Davis III gives update on the injury scare after Sunday night win over Rams. Athlon Sports, story by Nick Myers. So in essence, sort of like we were talking about during the play-by-play call or the live cast, it seems like the Lions really kind of didn't get an injury here, just had the wind knocked out of them with Carlton Davis III. So great news. We'll probably get some injury updates on anybody. I don't really, off the top of my head, can't think of anybody who really got significantly injured, so be thankful for that. But we'll get an update, I'm sure, in a presser today from MCDC. All right, Detroit Lions finally remember their identity in OT as they bully the LA Rams in 26-20 victory. Detroit News. So, like we were just talking about moments ago, Lions got the ball and they knew exactly what to do with it. Lions also identified that the Rams were tired. They were beat up on that defensive front, that front seven for the Rams, who had played a fairly good game, just didn't have any gas left in the tank. And you know what? The Lions did. Because they kept rotating running backs throughout the game, they were fresh. David Montgomery maybe wanted to carry the team in the end zone, and that's exactly what he did. All right, Jameson Williams stats week 1. Detroit Lions wide receiver has career best game in 2024 debut. The Sporting News story by Mike Moranis. So Moranis is spot on with his assessments in this story. The Lions, Jameson Williams, at least at the start of the year, we're probably going to see a lot of teams defensively do what the Rams did. They double teamed throughout the entire game. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta, for the most part, were kept in check because so much attention were put to them. But like we've been talking about all offseason for Lions Talk Live, if you double one or two guys, you leave single coverage for everybody else. And you know what? J-Mo went J-Wow, 100 and whatever it was, 24 yards receiving, a touchdown, and over 24 yards per reception. My guess is, as we get things going, if teams continue that, Jameson Williams is going to have a monster season. We could be talking 1,500 yards or so, and who knows how many touchdowns. At some point, though, other teams are going to have to make a choice. Do you keep doubling this guy and let this guy kill you, or do you have to make adjustments? The Lions have so much talent on offense. I think it's going to be a no-win situation for most NFL defenses. All right, and then Pat Stafford over booze. Jared Goff chance in Detroit return. M Live story by Corey Woods. In short, a lot of different outlets reported, and I did not watch the post-game pressers. I was just trying to get wrapped up and get some sleep before this morning show. But it does sound like Matt Stafford was very vocal about his displeasure with every time he comes to Detroit getting the boos, hearing Jared Goff's names. But you know what, Matt? I'm sorry, you're no longer the Detroit quarterback. Wish you nothing but the best unless you're playing the Lions. And you know what? That's how fans are. If you're not with us, you're against us, and they were going to let you know about it while supporting Jared Goff. Also, just on a side note, some people were saying, Stafford had a monster game. Goff didn't. I thought both of them were kind of meh. You could tell it was opening day. Like I said earlier, most NFL quarterbacks struggled, or the NFL average for week 1 so far has been less than 200 yards passing. Both guys finished with an 85 QBR. Both had 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Stafford did have more yards, though. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the main topic of the day. All right, main topic of the daytime. We're going to hand out some grades here, and then we'll get to the Duke Crew and talk about it. I thought it was interesting watching it live, watching some of the stuff. I tried to do as much play-by-play breakdown of the positions, what both teams are running on offense, defense. But I gave out some grades, and I'll give my explanation between all of them. By all means, though, if you're in the comments section, fire your thoughts over. Starting with the quarterback, Jared Goff, I thought it was a B. I didn't think he was great. I didn't think he was terrible by any stretch. I thought, sort of like we're talking about, you could tell it was opening day, and these guys haven't played. You could just see some small nuances, hesitation with the ball that, probably a week, 2 weeks from now, that hesitation's gone. The ball's coming out, half second faster, quarter second faster. It's same with receivers getting in and out of breaks. Everybody gets on the same page a little bit more. This cleans up. I do think, and I'll go into it later, I thought there were, 2 other touchdown-worthy plays that were left on the field, and I did some grades on that, and also for the defense for turnover-worthies. We'll get to that, though, in a second. All right, Montgomery and Gibbs, I gave them a B. I didn't think it was overly great. I didn't think it was bad by any stretch. Couple little things in pass protection, watching them, and then route running for both of them. That's where I kind of dinged them, didn't give them an A's. But if you're looking just for the running aspect, I thought both of them were pretty dang good. Gibbs had some phenomenal runs. Obviously, Montgomery had just a hellaciously great overtime for them, and powered the team to a victory. All right, let's get to the receivers now. Jameson Williams, A- I gave him. Some small details. I know that he had the one drop across the middle, but you could tell he was about ready to get blasted. Hey, from where he was a year ago to where he is now, he's obviously a different player, and I believe he's going to continue to get better. In my opinion, yes, last year was really his rookie year, so I think this year he's going to see a whole lot of good. A couple little things watching some of the plays live, and I didn't get a chance to rewatch it, and probably won't until tomorrow. But I thought some of his pass blocking, not pass blocking, run blocking, it's normally pretty decent. I thought there were a couple spots where maybe he got maybe not his best run blocking, but again, being kind of nitpicky here. St. Brown, C-, almost wanted to go with incomplete. So what they were doing is basically what I speculated most teams were going to do to St. Brown and Laporta. We saw that yesterday. Somebody underneath, somebody else over the top, like when the interception was thrown by Goff to St. Brown. What did you see? Zone coverage, and when St. Brown makes his in cut, one guy's jumping underneath the in route or the low route. The other safety, the guy who got the pick, is coming in over the top. They're trying to sandwich him at all times, and I just don't see that's going to change anytime soon. Jameson Williams will be the beneficiary of St. Brown being targeted with double teams throughout the game. And I'm going to guess that Sam Laporta is going to get a lot of that too. But eventually, all teams are going to face the same problem. There's just too many weapons. You can allow one person to be taken out of the play. Maybe you can commit 2 players to being out of the play. But if you put 4 defenders on 2 guys, I mean, assuming you're rushing with 4 defensive linemen, you only have so many left now to cover everybody else, and that becomes the math problem. I think this offense could be scary good by midseason. Laporta, sort of like St. Brown, I'm going C-. I thought he ran some good routes, and you expect that with him. Had some better catches as the game went on. I thought him and Goff were getting on a little bit more the same page. You could see some of the rust coming off, I guess. But the one problem I still have with Sam Laporta is just the blocking. He's got to get better with that. Until then, I almost call him like a pseudo big wide receiver. His blocking looked better than it did last year. It's only one game, but I think he's really got to continue that trend upwards in that regard. Offensive lineman, going to go with a B. I thought some of the pass protection, and we talked about it in the live cast last night, stunts, pulls by the defensive line really flustered this offensive line yesterday, and I thought there were a couple drive killers because of it. Obviously, it's game 1, so you don't overblow anything. It's going to get better as the season goes on. I was very surprised, though, on a side note, and I kept mentioning this on air, that we weren't running more of that with the Rams defensive front. Now, the other side of that is, though, the Rams clearly came in saying, hey, our offensive line is Swiss cheese right now. You got 2 seconds to get rid of that ball every time, and they helped protect their line because of it. Defensive line for the Detroit Lions, going to go with a B+. There weren't many things for me to pick apart here. A couple minutes, a couple drives here and there in the first half where I thought they lost some containment in the running game. But as far as getting after the quarterback, I thought they did a lot of that. The only other thing I knocked them on was when it came to sometimes blitzing. Too many guys occupying the same space, so they basically take each other out of the play. That's something that was happening in the preseason. It continued yesterday. It got much better as the game went on, but you could just see, again, opening day, it's not mid-season product form as of yet. All right, broke down a couple guys on the defense line. Hutch, I gave a B. I did not think he was great in the run game defense yesterday. He was pretty good in pass rushing, but I thought he got exposed a little bit when run gap defense. Levi Onwuzurike, I gave him a B+, man. Watching him live and not trying to talk about him on every play, I thought he was what we thought he was, what we were told he was going to be in the preseason. He's a monster out there, and I don't think the more he's out there, something's going to happen where either they're going to have him as a real great backup to DJ Reader, or, man, they're going to have to make some tough choices because he's talented. And if he continues to do what he did last night, who knows what they'll do with the defense line. Aleem McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike, DJ Reader, and Hutch, that's a massively big line. But I didn't get him on there. I probably should have. But I do think Marcus Davenport, if he stays healthy, he adds a whole lot to that team. And I probably, off the top of my noggin, I'd probably give him maybe an A-. I thought he was that good last night. And I'm just sorry, haven't got enough sleep, so I probably just didn't think of everybody. But Davenport, I thought, really stood out. Him and Levi Onwuzurike. Linebackers, I didn't really deep dive into any of them. I gave them a C. I didn't think they were great. I didn't think they were horrible. But you know what? Alex Anzalone started the game off pretty well. He had some other plays here and there throughout the night. Jack Campbell, I thought he had one or two plays, but a lot of plays where I just didn't even notice him, especially in coverage over the middle. Now, that being said, you can give the linebackers some credit because everything, for the most part, that we gave up in the passing game was out in the flats. We talked about it ad nauseum last night. The Rams constantly were putting people in motion, mostly Cooper Kupp, to reveal zone coverage, man coverage, and really put, when we were in man, a lot of players in bad scenarios. So kudos to them for that. Secondary, C, again, you could tell these guys haven't played together. You could tell a lot of times when they were making adjustments, when Stafford was making an audible or an adjustment to the defense, and we try to counter that, it just was causing too much confusion. Some of it, the crowd noise. Some of it, these guys just don't know all the terminologies, or you have to think under fire and duress. What does this mean? What does that do? That will get cleaned up within a few weeks, but at least for right now, yesterday, I thought it was a C. Terrion Arnold, I did grade him as a C. So for a rookie, I thought he did pretty dang well. It wasn't great. It's not what he's going to be a year or two from now, but I thought he did pretty dang well. You could see he's used to getting away with a little bit more with his hands in the college level. Not so much here, and that's going to take time for him to learn. But overall, I don't think any of us should be disappointed with the rookie out there. He got matched up with Cooper Kupp. He had Puka Nacua at times. And, hey, I think I would expect most rookie cornerbacks to struggle with guys of that level. And I thought he did an admirable job. Carlton Davis III, I gave him a C+. I knocked him a little bit for falling down on the Cooper Kupp touchdown. It's unfortunate. Lost his footing. There were a couple other spots where I thought maybe he got burnt a little bit on out routes too much. Could have undercut some of those. It is what it is. Brian Branch, I gave him a C. Now, I'm going to say this. We'll get into this in a second. But he could have had an A. He was real close. And the margin between a C and an A really can come down to half second in timing. I'll save that for a little bit later in the grades. But Brian Branch, the only thing I was really disappointed with is just, I get he flies the ball, but he also flew up yesterday and missed on some big, big plays, opportunities to tackle guys for either losses or minimum games. I don't remember the receiver for the Rams' name, but Brian Branch did miss. He was the second player to miss on the would-be tackle attempt, and then they did whatever it was, 50-some yards on that play. So he was real close to an A, but did not get there. Kirby Joseph, B-. Again, I thought he made some real good stuff happen, but in the run game, when he came up to support, watching the film live, or watching the game live, he whiffed on a couple things. And again, things that will probably clear up in time. We came into this season wondering if special teams was going to be a weakness. It ended up not being, at least yesterday. It actually looked pretty dang strong. Really kind of, I could have just gave him an A, maybe an A+, but I gave him an A-. Jack Fox, I do think he might be one of the best, if not the best punter in the NFL. He's top 3. Jake Bates, you couldn't have asked for anything more out of him. I want to find out that the knuckleball kickoff, was that intentional or is that just, luck that it happened? But if that thing's intentional, that is a massive weapon on kickoffs for the Detroit Lions. So if he does that next week or other weeks, man, that guy's got something nobody else in the league can do, let alone a powerful leg. All right, talking about coaches, Ben Johnson, B-. Sorry, guys, I got something in my eye. B-. I did not think the team was ready for some of the Rams' nuances on defense, but opening day across the league, you're going to see a lot of people caught off guard with things just because there's no film available. I thought he made some adjustments. The only thing I really knocked him on was in the second half. I thought at the start of the second half, in the third quarter, we were incredibly passive on offense. And, hey, to me, you got all these weapons that you need to use them. Touchdown-worthy plays left on the field. So I mentioned this earlier, that I thought the offense left 2 out there. One of them was in the fourth quarter, a minute and something left. It's unfortunate. Gibbs lost his footing. Goff throws it into the end zone. If Gibbs does not lose his footing, that would have been probably the go-ahead score. That would have been a touchdown for sure. The other side of that, though, is you would have left Matthew Stafford and the Rams probably about a minute and a half to go down and tie it or win it. So I guess things worked out great. There was one other touchdown-worthy play I remember watching. I want to say it was in the second quarter when there was a miscommunication on a passing route, and unfortunately, we did not connect on that. Aaron Glenn, I gave him a C plus. Obviously, the flats or in the out routes when the zone coverage were exploited over and over and over and over and over again. The other part is Cooper Kupp, man, he looked like MVP Cooper Kupp a couple seasons ago when nobody in this league was covering him. I mean, he was the best wide receiver in the league. And you know what? Give the Rams and their OC a lot of credit. They kept, or Sean McVay a lot of credit. They kept putting him in motion, trying to set up good matchups. And, you know, I did not think Aaron Glenn, again, it's opening day. There's only so much you can do to prep these guys if you don't play them in the preseason. They were caught napping on that a lot. Now, in Aaron Glenn's defense, though, we've been talking all season, all off season long, that this defense would be predicated not so much on stopping yardage, but going for turnovers, generating turnovers, and getting pressure on the quarterback. Did we get pressure on the quarterback? Yes, we did a lot. Any other quarterback who holds it for the NFL average, which is 2.65 seconds, Lions probably would have got 4 or 5 sacks last night. Stafford got rid of it at just under 2.1 seconds, which avoided a ton of those sacks. But what was good about the defense, turnover-worthy plays, 4 left on the field. So we can probably all remember it. There's at least 2 times readily in the top of my noggin where Brian Branch nearly catches an interception. Kirby Joseph nearly also had a second interception. And I want to say, and then, right before overtime, Carlton Davis has a near interception as well. You could even throw in on Hutchison's sack right before the end of the regulation. He nearly strips the ball from Stafford. So I really credit him with 4 left on the field turnover-worthy plays, which is what I believe this defense is going to be predicated on. They hold on to those things. We probably end up winning, I don't know, man, probably by 15, 18 points. And we're all probably saying, hey, today, man, this team's looking dominant. So a little bit different here and there. All right, MCDC, Dan Campbell, I gave him a C+. There were a couple things I thought they could have done, especially in the third quarter, to change a few things. There was another stretch, I want to say in the second quarter, where I thought he could have superseded some play calls here and set some things better up on offense, but it is what it is. All right, there's my very long graded list for you guys. Let's get over to the comments section and see what you guys have to say about it. You got any thoughts or questions? You want to debate a grade or throw something out there? Go ahead and throw them in there. Give me a second to rotate up because I see I'm about 100 comments behind here, so I'll try to catch up as quick as possible. Michael, great salutations, coach and Duke crew, exclamation points, Super Bowl or bust one prize. Woo, woo. And good morning to you too, Michael. Hopefully you got a little sleep. JDC, morning all. Bo, good morning, Duke crew. First one is done. I see Super Bowl. Woo! And yeah, I think like every team in the league, there's things to definitely pick apart. There's a lot of good there too. See, Clark, Coach Dan, I hope you got some sleep. Very little, but I did. See, Jerome, good morning, Coach. I started my sobriety on Sunday. Do you think I should hold off till after the season? Hey, man, go for it whenever, man. You can find something else to drink if you want, if that's what you want to do. Yeah, no worries, man. Just go ahead and grab a Mountain Dew, grab some water. I don't know, man. Find what works for you, but if you want to keep going, keep doing it, man. And we support you. See, Big Eddie, greetings and salutations, y'all. I might need a do or two today. I'm with you on that. I did not want to get up this morning. Imagine if we lost. Haha, yeah. If it would have been a whole different tone if we'd lost, for sure. Woodscart, good morning, Duke crew family. Man, all game, I thought D-Mac looked faster than I've ever seen him. Must be using the Barry Sanders running back workout program. He might be, man. Maybe him and Gibbs are helping work each other towards a better overall product. Jerome, hey coach, why they so little targets for St. Brown? Just because of the defense. Because I was mentioning earlier, they were sandwiching him, double teaming him every play. I don't think I saw any play where he didn't have multiple defenders, assigned to him. And I think it's not changing probably the first few games of the season. J-Mo keeps doing what he did yesterday. That's going to put some defense coordinators in a real bad spot. And then if you get another receiver or something like that to come out, that also is going to affect it. Parker Hess, and I didn't mention it in the grades, but man, I was floored by how much they used him last night. I think this Detroit Lions team is showing you why they didn't go out and really try to get another wide receiver as so high importance, because they're planning on running basically an old school power I formation, run a fullback, halfback, one tight end, two receivers, kind of old school 80s football. See, Bo, air traffic control crew made its mark. Terry Arnold belongs in CD, Carlton Davis III, and Amik stood up. Yeah, they all did well, and I suspect you'll notice a big jump in how they perform from week 1 to week 3 to week 6, etc., just as they get more acclimated with each other. AJ, good morning. Back at you. Moonsguard, Taryn Arnold has a lot to learn. Turn that head, son, and let go of the jersey. Yeah, he's got 100%. A lot of rookie stuff to learn. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Dropping the kids off at school and listening in. Thankfully, I do not have to work today. We'll get some rest for the rest of us, would you? And good morning to you, Stephanie. Drum, hey, coach, are DB taught to follow the ball or player? Both. So at the NFL level, and you really should at the collegiate level, you locate the player first and then read their body language. So I'm staring at you. All of a sudden, your hands start coming up. You watch the face and the eyes. As you see them trying to locate the ball, that's now when you turn and locate the ball to tip it, deflect it, grab it, etc. Bo, Kirby is the dirty daddy. There you go. And good morning, Moonscar. So we are now 1-16. That's the way I coach. I don't count wins. I take away losses. So yes, I concur with your assessment there. Robert Green's salutations back at you. Jerome, hey, coach, they not like us. They are not like us, 100%. Southwest Lion, good morning, all. We had to know this was going to be a tough one. Matthew Stafford wanted that game badly. Credit to the Lions for hanging in there. Yeah, so when the Lions got the ball, I think you're spot on right there, Southwest. When the Lions got the ball in overtime, NBC is going to do what everybody's going to do. They're going to stare at the other team and just watch the body language, the nonverbal communication. Both Stafford, McVay, and Cooper Kupp all made. They looked dejected. And as the Lions kept churning out yards, getting those runs, first downs, they kept looking over there, and Cooper Kupp just looked completely, emotionless. He had given his all, just like Stafford, to that game, and they knew that there's nothing they could do about it. France, good day all. A lot of things to fix. You can tell across the league, passing was down yesterday, 100%. Our defense needs time to do. It does. I think the front seven looked pretty good. But again, the secondary, these guys haven't all played together before. There's a lot for them to digest. Detroit D, Green, salutations, everyone. Great way to finish the game. Ben Johnson has to call a better game, plus stick with the running game more, and AG has to adjust early in the game. I agree on all that, man. I think you're spot on. There's a lot of stuff we need to see develop from week 1 to week 2, because next week's going to be another tough game. Now, Baker Mayfield might not get rid of the ball in 2 seconds every snap, so that may actually help us. But give Stafford and the Rams credit. They knew where to hit us and how to hit us, yet we survived and learned from it. Detroit D, great to see J-Mo do his thing. His presence alone will open up things for the entire offense. Yeah, I agree. He does anything like what he did last week, and you guys all know I don't know jack about fantasy football, but I was debating whether to put him in and take out Deebo Samuel or Amon-Ra St. Brown from this fantasy league thing. Maybe I should have listened to myself. It's Jesse, great salutations all. Teams are not going to take St. Brown away and Laporta. Need to find teams are going to take them away. Need to find other guys to make them pay. J-Mo did that last night. Just need more of it. Yeah, and he's going to have his opportunities. Southwest, I thought Terry Arnold played pretty good for a first game. I agree with that. Sticky coverage. He just needs to learn to be a little less grabby. Yeah, and he'll learn in time. Again, for a rookie corner, I thought he was pretty good. But you could also tell McVay, Stafford, everything, they were going to keep targeting him in key situations. And one thing I was surprised by, I thought the Lions would give him more help over the top. They did not. So that also tells you Aaron Glenn and MCDC have a lot of faith in this kid already. Shake and Make, good morning, Dan. And One Pride fam, exclamation point. The lamb chops were extra crispy, but delicious nonetheless. Laughing out loud, now McVay is 6-2 in season openers. One Pride, go Lions. And the Lions are 2-0 in the last 2 season openers. Drum, hey, coach, the coffee tastes a lot better this morning for some reason. Victories have a way of doing that, my friend, so enjoy it. Tori J-Mo was J-Pop so fast. Yeah, man. When he put that double move on the DB, again, you can't double team everybody. You're going to double team Laporta and St. Brown. You're going to leave single coverage or no help over the top in zone coverage. And yeah, he roasted that guy. Troy D, give our secondary time and they will be fine. Arnold looks good, better than Okuda did in his debut. Probably a whole lot of truth to that. And I want to say, could have started off against Green Bay and oh gosh, what's his name now over in LA? It's too early, and man, I did not get enough sleep, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Is that still you? Happy morning, coach and crew, back at you. Woo and woo. I agree. Southwest Lions showed their rust, but I think the offensive line was truly pissed off in that overtime drive. I think so too. I think they felt a little embarrassed with some of their, sort of like we're talking about the secondary needs time to gel. The offensive line does too. And a lot of these guys, because Zettler was injured, didn't get a lot of reps. And I was surprised the amount of stunts and pulls that got us napping on the offensive line. But again, lack of communication, lack of time together. It will get better on a week-to-week basis. Trump's, Monty is a beast. That last drive, he was, man. He was. And good to see you, man. It feels like it's been a little bit since we've seen you. So glad to have you back. Trey, what's good all? Question mark. I think any other QB gets sacked 4 to 7 times. Stafford just gets rid of the ball so fast. Credit him and the Rams, but we got that W. Yes, we did. So the other part of getting rid of the ball that fast is you do start becoming a little predictable. They only had 3 deep shots or things more than 15 yards that I recognized, and I want to say they hit on 2, maybe it was 2 of 4, something like that. But their offense became a little predictable. I was surprised we didn't undercut more of them. Brian Branch had a couple of opportunities. Kirby Joseph had another opportunity, and that's what I was saying. The defense is set up to get turnovers, not stops, although I guess he gets stops by turnovers. And they were there. We just didn't complete them. Let's see. Moonscar, J-Mo is the Waymo that the season is going to take to get back 100%. Yeah, I think J-Mo is going to have a phenomenal season. Drum, hey, Coach, do you know if we had any injuries in that game for Lions? None that I easily can think of. Now, there might be something I'm not thinking of, but there was nothing obvious, not like Puka Nacua for the Rams. Papa, good morning, all. Back at you. Southwest Lions gave Stafford too many easy short passes, and he took them all night long. Yeah, he did. And that's why I thought that maybe they would try to undercut some of those, take those flat routes away. Trump's one call on Arnold was cheap, and the go-ahead TD by LA was hogwash. Reviewer was out of bounds. It is what it is, but we survived it, and you know what? Survive and advance. That's my motto. So, and Arnold will get better with just more reps. Let's see. So no one talking about Levi? Question mark. I thought he lived up to the hype. He did, man. I thought he did phenomenally well yesterday. But the one thing I will say is him, Hutch, you watch them. I thought they looked pretty winded later in the game. You could tell they're not in season shape, not game shape yet. But you give them about 2 or 3 more weeks of this, that you'll see that they got a little bit more stamina. Southwest, I have heard some people critical of Hutchinson, but remember, the holding penalty against him prevented a touchdown, and his sack on the final play regulation was huge. It was, and I want to say there was another time he got tripped and they didn't call it. I mentioned this on the live cast yesterday. I do believe that early in the game, when the Rams were, obviously without both starting tackles, the refs were giving the Rams offensive linemen, the backup guys, a lot of leeway. So letting them hold a little bit more because they didn't want to see Stafford get killed. I'm sure that comes right down from New York in the front offices. But as the game got tighter later, they forced the officials to have to call some stuff. Otherwise, it looks like hogwash, fixing or whatever. And they did. They started calling it when the Rams threatened to take the lead or tie it. You could see more calls emerging. So they stopped giving the Rams the benefit of the doubt or whatever and letting them hold as much. So some of that's why I think Hutchinson, among other guys, didn't stand out more. But I will again reiterate, I thought Levi, Davenport, Hutch, all pretty good. Voltron Force, good morning, everyone. Back at you. Southwest, love that the post-team interview with J-Mo. That kid loves the game and has matured. Truly a team player. Yeah, he's come a long way, and that's what I always try to talk about with people. When these guys are drafted, a lot of them are 20, 21, and I can only speak for myself. I was not the most mature dude back then, so now that he's 23, I mean, he's grown up a little bit. Quentin Green, salutations, y'all. J-Mo has grown up. Yes, sir. He's going to be a weapon for us. I agree with that. The Detroit D, the refs let the Rams get away with holding all night. If not, Stafford would have gotten killed. Yeah, and that's, again, I think the refs are instructed to do that in situations like that. And I forget who it was in the chat, a Rams fan. It's like, I'm not faulting. I'm not saying it's fixing or anything. I just think there is such a shortage of good offensive linemen and good quarterbacks in this league the league's going to take care of the product on the field because that means money. If Stafford gets injured and he's out the season, that's going to impact the marketability of that franchise and the money it brings in. So they had to make a business decision. What I was happy with, once it became a game, that's when they started calling things again and not letting them just blatantly get away with stuff. John, did anyone have a flashback of San Francisco game? Our defense was on the field way too much. Thanks, Monty. And offensive line. No, you're spot on with that, John. I thought there was a lot of correlations there. This time, though, the Lions came through. Dave, I'm tired today. You're not alone, my friend. Troy D, I see James Houston didn't dress last night. No, they had him as an inactive along with some other people. So why that is, that I don't know. It'd be pure speculation on my part. See, Detroit D, on to Seattle after the morning show this morning. Road to the Super Bowl 2-week edition. Hey, we'll go enjoy your trip, and we'll hopefully have a great time there while you're in Seattle. See, Jason, some people collect coins while others baseball cards. Terry Auto collects flags. He did, man. Hey, for a rookie, though, I do think he did okay. But, yes, he collected a few flags. Superdome or bust, back at you, Jason. Frank, what up, though, East Side? Woo, woo, go Lions. Good morning, Frank the Tank. Manberg, what a game, exclamation point. Nail biter from the second half on. It was, and that's what the league wanted. End of the day, make no mistake, this is a business. It is not about the NCAA football or anything like that where it's just, hey, the product on the field and who wins and loses. This is a product that brings in fans and viewers. And the fact that that game was that good, that entertaining, and a phenomenal way to end Sunday, that's not lost on the league. They wanted that 100%, and Lions survived it. So they survived whatever you can say about it, but they got 1-0. That's the big thing. And now you can have an opportunity to grow, develop your team for week 2. All right, Frank Tank, very impressed with this team. All the pressure they had on them, and they are tough. They are gritty. One pride, go Lions. I agree with that. Man, Bear, I was close or is the score. I said yesterday that it would be 27-23. You were pretty spot on with that, man, Bear. Very spot on. Rocky, good morning, all. Looks like we got our preseason game out of the way, and now what to work on now? Yes, I agree with that, Coach. Now, in the old school days when you play the preseason games, basically you got all those reps in one game yesterday. You won it. No, it doesn't appear to be any significant injuries, so I think it's as close to a win-win-win as you could have. See, Bo, Monty, and Anzalone got game balls. J-Mo also could have gotten one. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't. Monty, obviously, Anzalone, like I said, I thought he started off very well. There are a couple spots here and there. I thought he got exposed a little bit, but hey, maybe I haven't watched the replay, so I'll go with the coaches. They know more than I do, and they probably had a better view. Angie, did Stafford get booed a lot? He did, and he made some mentions in the presser after the game. He's kind of over that, coming here and getting booed all the time. And then hearing everybody chant Jared Goff. Frank, think I knew it was going to be a tough team to beat. Rams wanted to beat us, man. This is how every game is going to be. Let's be behind this team 100%, no matter play the next play. Yeah, that's the big thing. Can't hang your head. I know Carlton Davis had the wind knocked out of him when he nearly ended the fourth quarter with that pick, which would have set up a field goal, by the way. But you know what? Move on to the next play, and that's what he did. So good for him. Angie, J-Mo, wow. Excuse me. And yes, J-Mo is going to have a season if everybody keeps doubling everybody else. See, Jason, huge shout out to Dan for hosting the live play-by-play last night. Anytime, man. I had fun doing it. Hopefully you guys had fun too. I didn't realize until afterwards we had like 1,500 viewers because I thought there was like 200 or something you guys watching. But again, it doesn't show on my screen all platforms, so Facebook or whatever else. But that was a pretty good showing, I guess. But it was opening night too. So, Manberg, looks like I won the fantasy matchup. Well, congrats to you, my friend. Hopefully you did well, and it sounds like you did. Miles Margaret, greens, salutations, Lions faithful. Woo! Wee! 100%. Bo Legatron was perfect. Yeah, and man, I gotta find out about that knuckleball kickoff because that thing, man. I mean, that was some Tim Wakefield stuff, and it's that you want to talk about being a setup kick returners for fumbles or turnovers. That thing was it. Let's see, Moonscar. If I'm MCDC, priority number one is talking with the equipment guy and getting a better grasp of what cleats are needed. Too many missed tackles, too much sliding all over the field. Yeah, and you think there was one pass I know to St. Brown where he lost his footing, and that's in the second half. And then obviously right before the end of the fourth quarter, Lions should have had an easy score to Gibbs, but Gibbs comes out of the break, loses his footing. It happens. So they'll get that adjusted. At least I would hope. Southwest line, why no James Houston? They could have used him last night. That I don't know. Just I know he was inactive. That's all I can tell you there, Southwest. All right, Frank, man, this is something else. Let's not nitpick on the team. This is a movie. This is a real life. Yeah, nobody's nitpicking, but hey, always things to improve upon. That's one thing about coaching. Never be satisfied. Be happy, but move on and find things to improve upon. See, Jameer, what do you got? 1-0? Yes, we are 100% and way better than 0-1. See, Michael Goff only needs 2 minutes or less to drive down a football field and score points. People who still say was not worth paying all the money is, oh yeah, woo, yeah. I mean, Goff. If you're a naysayer of Goff at this point with the Lions, I think you've got it enshrined in your head that hey, you don't want to like the guy, and you're just going to come after him no matter what, hell or high water. So it is what it is. But he's here to stay. He's not going anywhere. Southwest MCDC is the key. His leadership and ability to get the best out of the team is huge, 100%. And we should see a noticeable improvement from week 1 to 2, 2 to 3, etc. This first month, I mentioned on there, the first 4 games for every team, those are huge games for you because since most teams don't play guys in the preseason, that is your preseason. You get guys healthy, get them on the same page. We come back from that bye, we could end up being scary good. See, Uncle Buzz, offensive line looked a bit rusty. Yes, they did. I was surprised they got hit with so many stunts and pulls. Donkey Kong, Super Bowl or bust. Good to see you, Donkey Kong. And yes, I concur with your assessment. Frank Think, very impressed with the defensive line and the rookie corner. Played awesome. For a rookie, I thought he did very well. Broski, is it at all concerning Goff only completed 8 passes to wide receivers, even though Kupp was the only threat in the second half? Couldn't it be stopped? No, there's 2 different things. You're talking about an offense with Goff. You're talking about a defense with Cooper Kupp. So, there's no correlation from one to the other. What I can tell you is Cooper Kupp, he looked like, NFL MVP or Super Bowl MVP, I should say, Cooper Kupp. A tough matchup. You had a rookie on him a lot of times. That should favor Cooper Kupp. Yes, they should make some more adjustments, but yes, the secondary also hasn't played ever together before. It's not like they just had the offseason off together. They've simply never played at all together before. As far as Goff, some of that's just how the defense was what they were focused on taking away. They were going to take away St. Brown. They were going to take away Sam Laporta. So the only other receiver that really played was Jameson Williams. So, St. Brown had a couple catches. Jameson Williams had more. So that's, I guess, my assessment of it. Khalif Raymond maybe got a handful of plays out there, but for the most part, the Lions were power I the majority of the time. See, Dave, good way to shake the cobwebs out with a win. 100%. I agree with that. Doesn't matter how you do it. Just get the win and keep working on development. Jameer, very rough game. Yes, it was. 2 teams that wanted to win that game bad. Lincoln Clay VR, I said it before, Coach D-Mo is a bowling ball, and he's the Lions' ace in the hole. He was, man, and he powered us down that field. Him and that offensive line deserve a lot of credit in OT. See, Donkey Kong Broski, get a life. Okay, yep, we'll move on. Yep, here we go. All right, Motown, green salutations, Coach and Duke Crew, Lions rule, Bears drool. Yes, you know what? Right now, we're all tied with the Minnesota Vikings for first place, unless you're a Green Bay Packer fan. John, wow, good game. Yes, it was. It was a very good game. And, hey, great way for Sunday Night Football. Start the season of both teams. And going to be a long flight home to L.A. for the Rams. See, Donkey Kong 17-0, baby. Woo! I'll go with that. One funky broski, it is concerning that J-Mo had more yards than the Bears' entire offense. Now, that's a great question. That's a very good question. Let's see, Broski, it doesn't seem like the Lions really took advantage of the Rams' patchwork offensive line. Is that concerning? Well, Broski, I've already covered that, but just to throw it back at you, the Stafford got rid of the ball in 2 seconds or less. They did that intentionally so he wouldn't take shots. And now, Caleb Williams, on the other hand, don't hold me this. I want to say he held it for like 4.3 seconds. Caleb Williams would have gotten sacked about 9 times yesterday against the Lions if he'd done that. See, Rocky M, Lions are 2-0 in coin costs. And coin costs, woo, that even wins games. Yeah, we'll go with that. Take all the advantages we can get. Miles Margaret, just feels so good to have beaten down Stafford once again. And Kirby Joseph getting that interception against Stafford, priceless. I agree. Yeah, he's probably holding on to that ball. Probably send a picture over to him and say, hey, you want to complain about this too? All right, Pat. Lions had no pass rush at all in the Rams. Had third string tackles in. I thought they had pretty good pass rush, Pat. But again, not to beat the dead horse, Rams consistently got rid of the ball faster than any kind of real pass rush could get there. So the only way to get there faster is to blitz, but you can also be fair to Stafford. Lions, I can think about 7 times we blitz heavy, and Stafford beat the blitz quite consistently, which you would expect from a veteran quarterback. Don Kong, one broadcaster stated that Jameson Williams had more receiving yards than the entire Bears offense. Hey, that might be factual. Moonscar, Broski, nope. No preseason play probably caused some rust timing. Game 1, long season. That part of the game will start clicking. Completed enough passes to JMO to get the job done. I agree with that, 100%. Matthew, greetings and salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. Sheila likes a woo in the early morning dew. So you ask, you receive. I'll give you a Sheila, assuming I can find it, and there it is. Oh, Sheila. Oh, Sheila. All right, Michael, great teams find a way to win games when they aren't firing on all cylinders. I agree with that. That's some real coach talk there. Just win, baby, and then identify the issue, work on it for next time. Shamir, they kept our star players in check. They did, man. They knew what they were doing, and like I said, every team's going to mimic that. We came into this season, talking about it all off season long. St. Brown is going to get the lion's share of coverage from the defense. Let's see, Donkon, excellent win, exclamation points. That was an amazing win, baby. Woo! And a good morning to there. Angie, a win is a win. I agree with that. Broski, Houston wasn't active. Why keep him on the roster if he's not going to contribute again this season? Hey, the first year he played here, his rookie season, he didn't play for a couple games too. And I could go through 50 Hall of Famers that were inactive for games before they got their opportunity. So we'll wait and see what shakes out in time. Miles Margaret, don't forget, it was Khalifa who took that first run in OT. Laporta players chipped in, and D-Money made it worth the while. I'm 100% with that. Yeah, it was good to see Khalifa get involved. Justin, we won. That's all that matters. Get back to work and get ready for Tampa Bay. Yeah, all roads now are focused on Tampa Bay. The Rams are in the past now. Pat, did Levi or McNeil even play Hutchinson? The only one that had a pass rush. Levi got a sack, Pat, and then McNeil did play, but they were playing him more interior defensive linemen on different possessions. Also, Marcus Davenport, I want to say, had like 5 pressures and near sacks. So I thought the overall, not a great performance from the defense line, but pretty dang good. Michael Bates showed him composure and ability in real-time situation. Yeah, and hey, you want to talk about a vote of confidence? Because a lot of people are wondering preseason stuff, how's this guy going to do? He did fine. See, Southwest, give the Lions D credit for stopping Rams on final 2 drives. Thank goodness Lions won coin toss, though, in overtime. I agree with that. Broski agreed on Houston. Pat, did Campbell get hurt because he was not playing much? They had Rodriguez in. We'll have to find out. That I don't know offhand, Pat. We'll find out probably later today. J. Michael, Rams tried based off emotion to win. Nice try, but emotions won't last. Yeah, I agree with that. They came in firing 100%, J. Michael. Michael, what do you got? J-Mo is the X factor. I believe you are right. Bernstein agreed 100% and said his Moonscar. Pat, the Rams offensive line looked like a mash unit. It was, man, but they put them in good situations. And that's a credit to their coaching staff, whether you want to say McVay or somebody else. They put that offensive line in as favorable position as possible. Broski, that's a homer headline by the Detroit News. The Lions weren't bullying anybody except for the OT drive. Well, that's what I think what they're referring to. Most Lions fans thought the game would be a blow-up. Hey, it is what it is. It's the NFL, man. A lot of times you expect one thing and get something else. Remember, everybody thought Mike Tyson would blow out Buster Douglas, and then he didn't. And same with Ronda Rousey and Holly Holmes. JDC, Broski, I love how Montgomery carried the piano and the team on his back. That is true, Broski. You did say he was so slow that he looked like he's running with a piano on his back. And you know what? He ran that piano all the way into the end zone last night. Harold, Sergeant Hale says offensive line and Montgomery equals W's. Woo! I'll go with that. And good morning to you too, Sarge. Let's see, Pat, we never double teamed Cooper Kupp. No, we did not. We did not. Not that I can readily think of, at least. Bo, Goff ran for glory. He did have that big run, didn't he? I almost forgot about that. You are correct, Bo. J. Michael, Stafford dinked and dunked. I wonder if his shoulder is okay, and that was the plan. Yeah, I think the dink and dunk was more get rid of the ball as quick as possible to avoid the pass rush to keep their offensive line in a favorable situation. Broski, JDC, laughing out loud. Good one. Southwest line. Exactly, Dan. I appreciate what Matthew Stafford did while he was here, but when he is plays Lions, he has to expect Lions fans are going to root for the Lions. 100%. Yeah, they're not going to root against their own team. At least most fans won't. JDC, Dre, crazy legs, Forge rocks. He did last night, man. Michael, both quarterbacks look rusty. Yeah, again, across the league yesterday, I thought you saw a lot of that. Moonscar, exactly. 1 TD, 1 pick each. One had a running game. The other one continues his career without really having one. It is what it is. See, Sanders, I hold my breath every time JMO gets tackled. He looks so brittle out there. Yeah, hopefully they beef him up a little bit. Broski, only 7 receptions for 58 yards receiving for St. Brown Laporta combined. Is this a concern? For the 18th time, no, it's not, Broski. Just like, is it concern for the Bears that one player on our team had more yards than your entire offense? That's my question to you, Broski. Amy, good morning, Dan and Duke Crew. Congratulations to Lions and Duke Crew. Exclamation points. It was a win, not the win we were expecting nor like, but the Saints who won 47-10. We had a win in that first column too. Yeah, all at the end of the day, man, just keep adding wins. That's all that matters. Anthony, good morning, Duke Crew. What a nail biter. Good morning to you, Anthony. Glad to see you. Thanks for all you do for the channel. Exit 8. Now, I haven't seen you in a minute, so good to see you. Dink and dunk was their plan to get the ball out quickly. Good plan when the offensive line is in shambles. Yeah, I think we think alike there. They did a lot to help their offensive line out. James, man, that was a very close game. The Lions need to clean up a whole lot of mistakes. I agree, man. Hey, but get that stuff learned while winning. So that good thing we won. See, Miles Margaret, at JDC, I know, right? Drave runs, yay, but laughing out loud. There we go. Justin, it's the first game. Not everyone is going to get 100 yards every game. All we need to do is have that W. At the end of the day, too many players to feed. It's not going to happen every game. Yeah, 100%. And the more you can balance things out, the more you make it difficult on the defense. Southwest line, you can't cover everybody with double coverage. No, you can't. And that's what's going to open some guys up one game versus the other, one play from the other. One funky broski, I'm more concerned about the handful of hospital balls scoffed through. There we go. I'll go with that. Let's see, Anthony. And as far as Caleb Williams goes, defense saved him a bust. Yeah, he's a rookie quarterback. He's going to go through some growth opportunities for sure. No different than Terrion Arnold or really most rookies. So see what shakes out in time. James, please subscribe to the channel and give a like. Yes, if you guys can, hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, por favor. Rocky M, I'm not impressed with the turf on Ford Field. Looks dangerous out there. I know they've done a lot of things allegedly to make it more safe. I mean, the Fords have invested a lot of money in that field to make it more player-friendly, but it doesn't mean that they might not have to make some adjustments to the equipment now for the players. Michael, the offensive line did great on that last drive. Yeah, man, they blew the Rams off the ball. James, they need DJ Reader back as soon as possible. We'll see if he's back next week. Jason, the Rams stunts killed us. It would be a different game if we adjusted that. Yeah, and, repetitions, communication, that's what we need more of. Let's see, Broski, one funky, the Lions fan, I hear you. I think the Tampa game will be interesting. Yeah, it should be, man. Two very good teams. Southwest Line, glad they were able to give Reader one more week. Long season ahead. And you know what? It'll be interesting to see if he does go next week. James, what's the deal with James Houston? Was he a healthy scratch or what? As far as I know, he was a healthy scratch. So why he didn't play? I mean, I would defer to anybody out there who's got some information. Coach Rock, Marcus is shaking the rust off, and watch out for him the next few weeks. I'll go with that. Yeah, Davenport, yeah, he's been out a lot the last 2 seasons, and I thought he looked pretty dang good yesterday. Michael, come on, Hutch was held the entire game. I agree with that. As it was the Chiefs holding the whole game until the refs finally seen it was got to change. Yeah, and then, of course, they called holding on the face mask against Hutch. So is what it is, though. We survived. Preseason for everybody, even the refs. Southwest Lion, Broski, Caleb Williams struggled mightily, but Bears found a way. The defense and special teams plays. Yeah, and again, this time of year, man, every time of the year, just find a way to win. That's the end result. Doesn't always have to be pretty. Amy, lower player grades, like you said, they were just getting their, quote, preseason feet wet. Dan, I think you're giving midterm final grades on the first day of school. They won, we can relax until next week. Yeah, just, hey, grades, people love to read about grades after games. At least most people do. Let's see, Anthony Arnold did well his debut. Yeah, I would say so, especially considering the talent of Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua while he was out there. I thought he did pretty well. Don Kong DBs need to get on the jugs machine and hold on. Yeah, because if they hold on to even half of those turnover-worthy plays, then that's not probably a vastly different game. Gary, good morning, all. Grit for life, exclamation points. Good, solid win. Second needs to come together as the season goes on for sure. Pass rush, C. I'll go with that. See, Don Kong Arnold was decent at best. I agree. Yeah, not great, but for a rookie, not bad. See, Gary, it seems a little better. I'll go with that. See, Coach Rock, hopefully the D will stop falling for the receiver, catch the ball, and stopping and going the other way while we go on by. Yeah, not overrunning the plays and actually make the tackles. I agree with that. Southwest, Bates got lucky on that knuckle kicker. Barely got far enough. Hey, I want to know, though, Southwest, is that intentional or is that a flub? We'll find out. Dr. Detroit, C+ grade. They are a bit dusty. Yeah, dusty and rusty. See, Don Kong Bates was great. I'll go with that. Rocky, third quarter Blues again. Hey, at least they got that touchdown that quarter. Dan, I felt like they all looked rusty. Lots of slips and mental mistakes. Give us a few weeks and we'll look different both on offense and defense. I agree with that. Yeah, give it some weeks for them to work some things out. Michael Ben Johnson had a conservative Ward Cleaver like game plan. Yeah, it wasn't the best, but I didn't think by any means. But again, everybody's preseason right now. Broski, Southwest Lion, you're not kidding. Caleb's debate was horrible. I'll give him credit for not turning the ball over, though. That's basically what won you the game, Broski, is, you guys did not turn it over while the Titans did. It goes to show you how important it is not turning it over. Yeah, I agree, because without those turnovers from Levi for the Titans, you guys might not have pulled off that win. Dr. Detroit, yeah, the D-line is still not good enough in your opinion. Let's hope they get it fixed. See, Anthony, Bears stink after watching Vikings. They're going to win more than the Bears. It might be, man. Might be. A lot can change from week to week, though. But you could be right. Pierce, Dr. Detroit, can we evaluate that without Reader? Maybe. Dr. Detroit Broski, what you going to say now? We'll see. Pierce, overall, whole team, I'm giving a C+. That's probably fair. Dr. Detroit, yes, Pierce, because one play shouldn't stop a show unless it's a QB. Yes, player. I knew where you were going with that. Pierce, fair point. Moonscar, Broski Bear, I said the Bears D was going to win this game as long as Caleb didn't turn the ball over. I was just off on my 20-17 score. A pretty good score prediction, though. Broski Bear, Dr. Detroit, what about? ? I thought the Lions were going to blow this team out. What happened? Hey, it's the NFL, baby. There ain't no such thing. There's just win, baby. At the end of the day, win by 1,000, win by 1, just win it, baby. Anthony, B- team grade for me. Fair enough. Dan, Broski Bear, the Bears got lucky with Will Levis trying to beat Mahomes in the second half. Your defense is too good for a knob like him. Fair. I'd say that's fair. Dr. Detroit Broski, I'm talking about your nail painting and skirt wearing quarterback. All right. Broski, Moonscar Blade, that was my final score prediction as well. 20-17, pretty close. Don Kong, excellent win, baby. Exclamation points. Excellent start to 17-0. Yeah, they don't all have to be pretty. They don't all have to be great. You just got to pull them off. See, Moonscar Steelers named Russell Wilson as starter. Anyone know why Buster Fields played instead? That I think they were saying there was a muscle strain or calf strain to Wilson. Pierce, I'm just waiting on Raider to come back before sounding the alarm. Fair enough. Don Kong, laughing out loud. Yeah, Caleb really stunk. I watched a bit of the game. I watched some of it, not a ton of it. But again, for a rookie, a lot can change in a hurry. Anthony Broski thought Caleb was the second coming of, yep, it might be. All right, guys, we got, about 2 minutes left, so I'm going to try to find some guys who haven't been in the chat yet. Let's see, Kurt Steele, what up, though? What a game. 100%, man. It's still good to see you. Let's see, keep on looking here. Paul, what do you got? Did I seem like an abundance of zone defense from the Lions to you? Yeah, they played a ton of it, and the Rams eventually forced them to play man-to-man. I just don't feel like the Aaron Glenn felt like we could cover some of the receivers in man-to-man. So they tried to mix it a little bit. Jason, 6 targets, 4 catches for Gibbs. Great to see that, 100%. Let's see, James, Detroit can't be making crappy mistakes with Tampa Bay this Sunday. No, we got to play a little bit better, and they should. Another week of preparations. Demetrius, take Brian Branch off safety and put him back in position where he was last year. Marcus Davenport is trash. All right, fair enough. We'll see what they do. Don, I thought Davenport was the answer to the edge. Not so much. Hutchinson needs help. He can't be the only one to pass rush threat. And Alex was a beast as linebacker. Wow. Okay. Good thoughts on that. Nine Drinks going to have to rewatch for sure. All right. All right. we'll just keep on moving down. Laughing out the announcers already had the Rams penciled in as winners with 4 minutes left to go. They did, and yes, they regret that. Say Mike the Marine Gunny, howdy Dan Duku, undefeated. Woo! I'll go with that. Chad Stafford looks great for 36 years old. He's taking care of himself. He had some hits, but he's taking care of himself. Dimitri, good morning, Dan and the Lions fam. Woo! Good morning to you too. Again, greetings, sanitation, coach and Duke crew. What an opening game. Everyone needs to hit that like and share button ASAP. Go Lions, support Lions Talk Live. Woo! And thank you for that there, Ken. Let's see. Keep on looking for some other ones here. Dimitri, Detroit, let's go. 100%. Let's see. The Silver Server, great victory, coach. The old school way, the fundamentals. Anzalone is the man in that locker room. Yeah, good thing for him. Good thing. JDC, Brett Favre used to dink and dunk the Lions into oblivion. Yes, he did. Let's see. Sam Laporta, St. Brown. It's week 1. Detroit players played no preseason. Why is that? People think Detroit won't get better. Yeah, they'll get 100% better. 100%. Kurt Steele, Rams used pre-snap motions very well. They did a ton of that. See, Silver Service, I am never happy with Dan Campbell's press conference. He should keep it more even without emphasizing players. Fair enough. Let's see, Sam Laporta, Detroit is going to be a real problem to win like we did without the players, and a rookie DB plus a bunch of new guys spells trouble for the NFL. I go with that. All right, looking for some other ones here. Steve K. Woo! There we go. Anybody else who's Phil? Monty? Yes, Monty was great last night. Jess, will Arnold keep his starting job? I think so. After those 2 pass interference, I'm wondering if Campbell will bench him. I don't think so. I think they're probably going to keep rolling with him. All right, looking for some others who haven't been on here. Ken, great win! Exclamation points. Offensive line decided this game. Yes, they did. I agree with that. Chuck E. Cheese, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Back from vacation. Tired. Go Lions. Good morning and welcome back. Perryman, good morning, Duke Crew. Great game. Only 1 point off of my score prediction, and that's only because we didn't have to kick the extra point. One pride. Woo! We'll go with that. And hey, great score prediction, by the way, Perryman. To benching Arnold, his first game. What do you expect for his first game? All pro. Laughing out loud. All right. Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta, what do you got? Who's the Bears guy? Talking about J-Mo being brittle. Bears barely beat Will Levis. There you go. I agree. Yeah, they struggled with him. Just glad for J-Mo. He has overcome a lot of adversity, some of it by his own making. He does, man, but he's growing up. He is growing on up. Just again, winning with golf, playing so is great. He looked rusty. Yeah, a lot of NFL quarterbacks yesterday appeared to not look great. See, Detroit D, turf was slick all across the league. It was, man. It looked like Brazil everywhere. Chad, $50 million man, did not look like a top 15 quarterback last night. A lot of guys had that problem. It seemed like across the league. A lot of rust. See, Miles Marger, got to admit, third quarter was improved. Not bigly, but definitely improved. Yeah, they scored, so that's a big plus. All right, Chad, third string left tackle. Yeah, there was. They did a great job of protecting that offensive line. Just love seeing fullback and Gibbs following his box. They did they're going to probably use that a whole lot this season. Doug was pretty impressed with the way the Lions executed that last drive. Yeah, nothing to complain about that last one. Doug, 43 was a good choice in getting in the mix. Yeah, Hess, he did pretty good. Chad, yeah, Montgomery, definitely MVP. Last night, man, he rode the team on his back. All right, Chuck E. Cheese, if you going to know good our D-line is, ask Stafford. He didn't take one snap under center. Yeah, not many at all. Yeah, they kept him in the pistol almost all game. Troy D, the old Lions would have found a way to lose this game, but we showed maturity and growth, sealed the victory in a bully-type fashion. It was bully ball towards the end. See, Troy, amazing way to start the season. Let's double down the week via the Bucks. I'll go with that. JDC, Thunder. Yeah, Thunder. Okay. See, Hutch kept getting a shaft on calls. He did, man, but eventually it kind of worked its way out. All right, see anybody else here? We haven't got Southwest. What do you got? Anthony laughing out loud. Trying to find others. Looking. I'm doing the best I can to try to get everybody in here. Southwest, a win is a win. Nobody cares. I'll go with that always, especially as a coach. The Bears beat Tennessee High School. We beat a playoff team with Super Bowl champions on it and a couple of likely Hall of Famers. I'll go with that. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. All right, Dimitri, Bears fans, yes, what you said right there. JDC, happy trails, go Lions victory. Anybody else? Doug Pascal did not play either. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that to just now, Doug, but you are right. He did not play. Phil Houston is on the practice squad. He may not play at all this year. We shall see. All right. Anybody else? Walt, happy trails, all done and dusted. Southwest, we won. Chad, Phil, 100%. JDC, Detroit, big block V8 has the Lions in the move. There we go. Dimitri, play calling was trash. It definitely, you could tell it was opening day. Chuck E. Cheese, a lot of missed sacks because of holds. That could also be true. All right, Bo, happy trails, all done and dusted. See y'all tomorrow. Great Lakes, 28-27 was my prediction. I give us a B. Okay, buddy. Good show, coach. Thanks for that, buddy. 100%. F, JMO for offensive player of the year. Thank you. Yeah, that could be. Let's see. Iceman, love how Kirby intercepted Stafford. All of that smack talk crying doing towards him. I wonder how he feels now. Well, he's going to have to debate that on the ride back to LA. Jane Doe, I don't understand the Davenport hate. He played a solid game, was getting pressure, and looked pretty good. This is the NFL. No player gets pressure every rep. No, I was pretty happy with Davenport, to be fair. And so good call on that, Jane Doe. Droid Zoo, Polar Bear, what up, Coach Dan? Question mark, Super Bowl or bust? I concur. Sir Richard, Rams played really well last night. Their offense was hitting it hard all night. They were. Let's see. Torrance Wood, Lions did their dang thing. Yes, they did. They got that win. Let's see. Ken Ross, Rams defense game plan was geared to stop Laporta and St. Brown. It was 1,000%. Good eyes on that. Ed, see, Mr. Ed, I'll take a minute win over the last minute loss anytime. Yeah, 100%. Wins better than loss any day of the week. Ken, the only score that matters, 1-0 in first place after week 1. Go Lions. All right, guys, now that I can catch my breath, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Also, if you're checking out today, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Helps the channel out a lot. If there is breaking news today, I'll try to get over to you as quick as possible. Otherwise, head on over to the Boss Up, Ball Out podcast. We'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.